Hi, welcome to Board with Life News for March 26th. Today we're going to talk about Machi Koro, the X-Files game, Kanban Automotive Revolution, Abyss, and the Kickstarter for Epic Resort. Let's hit it. Hey, I'm Chris. Thanks for tuning in to Board with Life News. We released a bit for Tokaido yesterday. I hope you check that out. It's a pretty fun one, and it gets a little weird because we've started doing that a lot recently. We've been hard at work writing Season 2, and we're super excited about it. If you backed our Kickstarter at $40 or more, you should have gotten a survey on Monday. We need you guys to fill that out so we can get your address and shirt size and things of that nature so that we can get you your stuff as soon as possible. But aside from that, let's just get right into the news today. Up first, IDW, which is partnered with Pandasaurus Games, has announced that they're going to be bringing Machi Koro to the US. This is a Japanese game that I got a chance to play at BGG-Con, and it's a lot of fun. It's a card game where you have a set of cards set out in front of you, and they cost a certain amount, and each one has a die amount on it, and you roll a die, and then you can use the power of that card if you roll that die. So it's sort of like, it gets compared to Settlers of Catan a lot. It's sort of also like Dominion, where you're sort of building your engine by purchasing cards. And it's a pretty interesting game, pretty fun. I love the artwork. That's my absolute favorite part of the game. It looks like they're going to be keeping the artwork when they bring it to the US, so I'm very excited about that. Also, because IDW's been announcing tons and tons of games, which is crazy because they're a brand new company that's entered this. They said that they're going to make the X-Files the game, which normally that's a license that I don't really care that much about, and sometimes licensed games, as I talk about seemingly all the time on this now, aren't that great. But this one is going to be designed by Kevin Wilson. Kevin Wilson is one of the best thematic designers working today. He helped on Descent, he helped on the new Cosmic Encounter, he helped on Game of Thrones. So him being involved makes it a little bit more promising. It's going to be a game for 2 to 5 players, and it's going to be kind of like he also helped design Fury of Dracula, and those kind of games where you have one character versus the rest of the group. So it's either 1 versus 1 or 1 versus 4 or whatever. So hopefully that's a good game, and I'll keep you updated on that. Up next is Kanban Automotive Revolution. This is coming out from Stronghold Games. It's a Euro game that is a mixture of area control with action point allowance. The interesting thing about this is there are going to be 2 different game modes that are dictated by the board, where I guess it's going to like give you different cards or force you to do different things. And there's going to be nice mode, and then there's going to be mean mode. So nice mode is less direct combat between players and stuff like that. Mean mode is more direct combat. So I'm pretty interested in that because I usually like to play on the nicer side of things, but sometimes I play with people that want more direct confrontation. So that's cool that the game can work both ways. It's designed by the guy who did CO2, which was an absolutely gorgeous game that came out a couple years back. So hopefully we got high hopes for that. Hopefully got high hopes. High hopes, hopefully. Now, Abyss. This is exciting for one main reason, and the main reason is Bruno Cathala is involved with it. He's co-designing it. He's did Shadows over Camelot and Cyclades, Mr. Jack, a bunch of really good games. It's for 2 to 4 players, and it's a hand management set collection game. But one of the really crazy things about this is this image that I'm showing right now. That's not like proto card art. That is the box cover. That is the box art of the game. There are no words on it. It is super clean. It's really intimidating. There's a little bit on the sides of the boxes that says the name and stuff like that. But I really like that about this game. It's interesting, and it's daring and bold. And according to the comments on Board Game Geek, when this was announced, people are really getting behind this as a kind of box art thing. So yeah, that's pretty weird. Let's head over to Kickstarter Corner. This week's Kickstarter Corner is for Epic Resort. It's designed by Ben Herkins. He's the guy who designed Legendary Gears of Time, which came out a couple years back and was a big hit. This game looks fantastic. The artwork is super cute, super nice, kind of keeping with Legendary had really, really great artwork. And this is a deck building worker placement game. And I watched Rado's run through of it, and it looks really nice. We're basically kind of like Dominion or any of the other ones. You're building your deck and you're purchasing cards and things of that nature and trying to get an engine going. But some of the cards give you workers. and then you have to put your workers on different parts of your resort to like be able to have more people or get more money or things of that nature. So it's this interesting combination of those two very, very popular mechanics that aren't combined very often, at least not yet. They haven't been combined very often. It's got a fantastic theme where basically you run a resort and a bunch of heroes go to the resort and they just want to relax, so they aren't interested in saving the people from the monsters that occasionally attack, so they often will just kind of like run away from the monsters and let them eat all the people so that they can go surfing and stuff like that. The theme seems to fit into the game fantastically, so I highly recommend this one. It is $40 currently on Kickstarter. I think it's got about 12 days left, so you got a little bit of time, but head over and back that. All right, that's the news for this week. Make sure that you guys submit questions either via Twitter, Facebook, just in the comments below, because every week I answer a question. So this week's question comes from Daniel DeMars via Twitter. He asks, what's your favorite game to play at a bar? There are a couple. There's a couple of different criteria for bar games. They need to be small. They need to be able to be transported there and not take up much space. And also either cheap enough that they could get beer on them or durable enough that they could get beer on them. So that is the main thing that usually keeps me from playing most games at bars. But I came up with a couple. Love Letter, I think, is a good one. There are not a lot of cards that are ever out on the table, and you can kind of stack them in one place, so you can usually avoid more or less getting beer on them. And they're very small, and it only costs like $15 in worst case scenario. You just have to buy the Kanai Factory Edition if you get stuff on your velvet pouch. But another fantastic one is Coin Age. I backed the Kickstarter. You should definitely pick up copies, and that's going to be made out of credit card style material. So I've played the print and play at bars, but the credit card material you'll just be able to wipe off, which is great, and it just uses coins, and it takes up a footprint of about that big. So that is a fantastic game to play at bars because you can literally just have it in your wallet. And probably the best, though, Shut Up and Sit Down actually just did a video on this. It's called Skull and Roses. And it's a bluffing social deduction game, but you can play it with just beer coasters, where each player needs 4 coasters, and one of them you just make an X on one side of it, and that is your skull, and the other side is roses. Very simple rules, so it's easy to pick up and easy to teach people at bars. So that, I would say, is probably the best bar game. Very good one. Thanks for tuning in this week. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, all that good stuff. And I will be seeing you next week.